This week, Wonderkids is talking about stem cells. So before starting, we asked all of our students to take their pre-test, and their question of the day was, what are stem cells? Here's what many of them had to say.
I drew a question mark because I don't know what it is. I drew a question mark and I drew a thinking face because I don't know what it is. I think that the stem cells are the stem that are made out of cells that protect your weaker cells and protect them while going up, and it's just like a stem of a tree. I really don't know what it is, so I don't know and I put a question mark.
Stem cells are the branches of cells or the cells of a plant stem.
For scientists is looking through a microscope looking at cells through a microscope.
The following Friday, we had an amazing guest speaker come in and speak to our students about stem cells. She is very knowledgeable and her name is Ms. Rosen.
Thank you, Jasmine. That was a great introduction. And hello, everybody. I'm so excited to talk to you guys about stem cells and what they do and what scientists do. So let me share my screen. So, hello. My name is Tal Rosen, and I am a master's student at USC in the Stem Cell Biology and Regenerative Medicine program. And today I will be teaching you all about stem cells and about what scientists do. So when I think of what it means to be a scientist, to me it means that I'm looking for answers to questions that no one has the answer to. And when I find that answer, that will hopefully help a lot of people that are suffering from a disease.
Here's what some of Ms. Rosen's colleagues had to say about why they became a scientist and what they wanted to be when they were younger.
Oh, hi there guys. How are you? My name is Jonathan, and I'm a third-year PhD candidate here in the lab of Dr. Minu. Our job here is to research and try to understand cancer better. You know, cancer is a very deadly disease, and many people don't know a lot about it. And what we're trying to do is to understand how cancer works and how we can best treat it. You know, when I was your age, I really didn't know what I wanted to do. But when I got into science, I started thinking about how amazing it is that we're learning new things and we're making the world aware of things that they didn't know before in order to make the world a better place.
Hi everyone, my name is Veronica Ortiz. I'm a graduate student at Dr. Minu's lab and I study cancer here. I really love being a scientist, mainly because we can come up with questions and we can use our imagination, our curiosity to solve those.
Hey guys, my name is Quincy, and when I was your age, I didn't really know what I wanted to do, but I knew that I always wanted to help people in need. And then I found out that scientists are able to research different cures and help sick people all over the world.
Guys, my name is Eileen. My research is basically try to figure out how to defeat the cancer, one of the deadliest diseases in the world.
A cell is a very small piece of material that exists in every living thing on this earth, like humans, animals, and plants. And your skin is made of cells, your heart is made of cells, and everything inside of you is made of different types of cells. Now, why are cells important? Why do we need to have cells? Well, cells have special information inside of them called DNA, which you can see on the right. And the DNA sits inside this purple circle in the picture called the nucleus. So this is the cell, and this is the nucleus where the DNA sits. And the DNA contains the instructions needed for an organism to develop and survive. So you get your DNA from your mom and your dad. So since cells are so important in our whole body and in each organ, I wanted to ask two volunteers to tell me what is your favorite organ and why.
My favorite organ is the brain.
I like all the organs, but I think my favorite one is my heart because it's like giving me a lot.
Now that we understand what cells are, we can start thinking about what a stem cell is. And stem cells are like kids because they haven't grown up yet and gotten a job. So stem cells are undifferentiated cells, which means that their purpose in life hasn't been determined yet. So do you guys remember how I told you that you have cells in every part of your body? Well, all your cells started their life as stem cells, but once they picked their job, they became differentiated. And so stem cells are special because they can do two jobs. They can self-renew and make copies of themselves, and they can also differentiate to make other types of cells called the specialized cells of the body. So, why do scientists use stem cells? Scientists are using stem cells to study many things. Most importantly, they're using stem cells to study how different diseases happen, how to stop those diseases from happening, and they are also using stem cells to fix the problem. So scientists use stem cells to study disease. For example, we can take stem cells and put them in a plastic dish like I have here, and we can let them grow. And then we can put the disease into the cells and see how the disease starts and how it keeps going. And we can ask, can we find a way to stop the disease in the cells, and can we use the same idea to stop the disease in humans? So by knowing what happens in the cells, we can start to think, well, does this happen in humans? And so scientists are also using stem cells to cure disease. And there are many diseases that we are studying. So for example, if you break a bone in your arm, we can use stem cells to help the bone grow. So it's very important that we are figuring out how to use stem cells to fix all these things. Now, finally, scientists are using stem cells to test new medications before they are given to humans. So for example, if scientists find a new medication to treat coronavirus, they can test it on the stem cells in the dish in the lab first to see if it's safe for us to use. So now I will teach you guys about a very special type of stem cell called induced pluripotent stem cells. And these cells are extra special, superhero cells, because they're already grown up and they have a job, like a skin cell. But what we can do is we can take them from an adult that donates a few of their skin cells, and we can bring the cells back to the lab and turn them back into kid stem cells, where they can decide again what they want to do when they grow up. And this is very special because researchers are hoping that one day we can take cells from a patient's skin, turn them into iPS cells so that they're kid cells again, and then we can use them to study different diseases. So do you guys remember how I told you that stem cells can make specialized cells, or they can just make more stem cells to keep around in case the specialized cells run out? Well, there are a few animals in the world that can regrow their limbs, and that's because of stem cells. So does anyone know of any examples of animals that can regrow?
Wait, isn't it a shell and then you can fix it, like if a predator gets their tail, they will cut off and then they will like regrow it again?
Octopuses and starfish.
So great answers. This one is a salamander, as you can sort of see, and of somebody that's cutting the arm off of a salamander. But the arm can grow back to make a new arm. But we're trying to understand how this happens. And if it can happen in salamanders, do you think humans can regrow different organs or bones? And we're trying to understand what can we learn from salamanders and apply it towards humans. Okay, so now it's your turn. So I want to ask you to use your Play-Doh or to draw and to answer the question. If you could use stem cells to repair any organ in the body or solve any disease, what organ or disease would you fix?
This one right here is the heart, and then my stomach, and then the tissues right here, and then the large intestines, and then the lungs.
So that's the stomach. And then the other one I made was the lungs, and I lost one of them, but here it is.
After that amazing presentation, we had our students do their post-test to see what they've learned about stem cells. Here's what many of the students had to say.
This is what I put. I put stem cells are when you have what you have in your body. The doctor right here, listens to the person's heart and he checks
his stem cells?
Nicole said, cells are in every living thing.
Stem cells are round, and I drew some cells on a person in this picture. Stem cells change. This is a stem cell. It can change into any uses, but for now, it's just like a homeless. It has nowhere to live. It just roams around. It doesn't have a job. But when it changes, it's not homeless anymore. Or it just duplicates, which then those would be either become what they need faster or slower, and he goes first, but there's still more left.
Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Rosen.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
for teaching about stem cells.